This year has by far been one of the best years for gaming in general, in my opinion. Like, I would argue this is probably the best year of all time for gaming. Because, I don't think there's ever been a year with, titles as big as these all in one year. I'm very interested to see how the Game of Years, the Game Awards for this year will be. Because there's some, competition between these games. Like, for example, we started off the year very strong with games like Pokemon Legends of Arceus. We had Elder Ring, Horizon, just to start off the year, hit it with a bang really quick in the first 2 months, which Elder Ring, let me say, has been a great game. Absolutely fantastic. It's that game's definitely going to be in the contender for Game of the Year next year. But even indie games like Sufu and we even had Dying Light 2, which are all massive games that have gotten sequels just in the first 2 months. Well, Sufu's an indie game that got developed for the PS4, but either way, that's besides the point. What I'm saying is even what's already came out is already what some years have been in general. Like last year, we didn't really have that much, and the year before that, which I think I know why. It's probably because of COVID, because there's just been this backlog of games just waiting to come out, and they keep delaying them, and this is the year when they're all gonna come out. A year when everything's here, and every month there's a good game at least this coming month. March we're getting Persona 4 Arenas for the remake. We're getting Kirby, which I played the demo for that. Great game, highly recommend. I'm probably gonna buy it day one. We're just getting a ton of games in even the first couple months. Granted, it does reach a slow period. There are a drop in games after the first 3 months. The last 3 months and the first 3 months are definitely the biggest, but even in between those months, there are some great games. March, we also are getting Final Fantasy Origins, which look awesome. It looks like a Dark Souls Final Fantasy game, which I love Dark Souls and I love Final Fantasy, so I'm probably gonna buy that game. Maybe not day one, but relatively close to release. Like this game has some big contenders. We're getting um Zelda Breath of the Wild, two Pokemon games in a year. When has that ever happened? When has there ever been two Pokemon games in a year? We're getting Legends of Arceus and then also Scarlet and Violet at the end of the year. We got Arceus at the beginning and Scarlet and Violet at the end, which is crazy for the Pokemon company because they don't make anything, but here we are. We're getting Bayonetta 3, a game that's we've been waiting for years that is finally coming out. We're getting Stalker 2, which has also been a game that we weren't really expecting to get a sequel. Gotham Knights for people who like the Arkham Knight series. We're getting Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which that was supposed to come out last year, but it's been delayed to this year. We're getting Starfield, which is one of the most anticipated games of the year. It's one of the most anticipated games for a while now. I remember that was a big deal when that was only coming to Xbox and PC. Like I said, Stalker 2, play a Plague Tale Requiem. That game, the first game, got astounding reviews. Is also coming out this year. We're getting things a ton of games coming over to consoles. We're getting a new JoJo's game. And all the other JoJo's games have been really anonymously agreed upon that they were great. We're getting I got a list right here I'm looking through right now, and I'm just seeing Slime Rancher 2. Everyone loved the first Slime Rancher who played it. Splatoon 3, another Nintendo game. Nintendo's really coming on this year. Like I said, Breath of the Wild, Legends of Zelda, or Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year. A new God of War. I completely forgot about that game. That game's literally won Game of the Year, and Breath of the Wild, I think, also won Game of the Year. Both of these games, they're definitely going to be on the list for Game of the Year, but either way, I'm really excited for both of them. Granted, neither of them have been announced yet, but they're both, being talked about. New Xenoblade, another Nintendo property. Hold on, I'm just looking through this list. Resident Evil 2 and 3 are coming to the Xbox and PlayStation 5s. A lot of games are also being upgraded to the newer consoles too. We're getting a new Onyx free, which I played the first one of that, and that was really fun. It was a nice, really short, fun indie game that I would highly recommend any of you guys play. We're getting like there's just like no end to this list. Like there is something for everyone this year. Like there is like so many games coming out this year that I think like if you can't find something that you enjoy from this, like I don't know if you even like games at that point because there's just so many. Like something that I was really excited about when that first like got announced this year was Earthbound Beginnings coming to the Switch. I was really excited for that, and I've been playing them recently, and I've been loving them, which I highly recommend, and that gives me a chance to play those older games I've never played, which, yeah, which that was a Nintendo Direct I heard a lot of people didn't like, but either way, whatever. We're getting a new Harry Potter, a new, Lord of the Rings game. We're getting both of those. I mean, there's just no end to this list. Like I'm looking at this list, and we're getting a No Man's Skies on Switch, which I don't know how the hell we're gonna do that. No Man's Skies used to be such a big game, and now it's coming on Switch. I don't see that working, but whatever. Here we are. We're getting a new Shovel Knight, which was also a really great indie game people loved. We're getting an open world Sonic game. Like everything's going open world now. Like I said, Elder Ring just came out, which that game's great and difficult, but great nonetheless. Like I was saying, there's just no end to these games that like have been coming out. Like literally, there is like a game every month that's good. A new Evil Dead, which is kind of like Friday the 13th. If you have not seen that yet, we're getting a new Wii Sports, which is one of the biggest games of all time. A new Fire Emblem. We're getting Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which is a game I grew up with personally, which I loved completely. We're getting Ghostwire Tokyo, which looks like a really fun Dishonored type of game. We're getting literally there is no end to the types of games that are coming out this year. Like I said, there is a game for everyone this year, and if you can't find something, then you don't even really enjoy games. Like another game that came out at the beginning of this year, Rainbow Six Siege Extraction, which was pretty like Rainbow Six Siege is pretty big and one of my favorite multiplayer games of all time. Granted, Extraction wasn't the best game, but we still got it, and it was still like a big deal that we got it like so early. Now these first like 3 months and the last 3 months are pretty stacked, but either way, like we got God of War on PC, which was pretty big news when it first came out. We got basically an Uncharted Legacy Thieves collection, which is pretty big. I'll put a link to the article of the full list down below. It's by Game Informers. They're a pretty big company. We got tons of things ported to the Switch, which I know a lot of people are happy about. We're getting a new Ark for crying out loud. Like I remember Ark has like sold so many games. Like Ark has literally sold so much that it's kind of ridiculous that we're getting another one, which is probably going to be selling just as good. And you know, I don't think Ark is that good, but it has been selling a ton, and tons of people buy Ark for some reason. Don't know why, but here we are. We're getting a new Borderlands like board game type of game, I think. And we're getting Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which that might be the Borderlands game, but either way, it's very similar to Borderlands. I've been looking out for that Wonderlands game. I'm probably not going to play it, but it looks good, and it looks like something a lot of people will enjoy. Still can't believe we're getting a Wii Sports 2. We're getting a Sonic Strikers. Like there's just no end to the amount of games coming out this year. Like, there's family games, there's single-player games. Granted, there is like a weak side of multiplayer games. We haven't gotten, like, there hasn't been that many multiplayer games announced. We're getting a new Mario's Rabbit, another Mario IP, which is surprised, which will probably be $60 for 30 years, and you know it deserves to be what you call it. Which Mario and Rabbids is the only Mario game, or the only really Nintendo game that really ever goes on sale for an actual decent price, which is like $15. It will go on sale for $15. So like, if you have not played Mario and Rabbids yet, I highly recommend it because it's just so cheap, and it's like a nice Nintendo game. Like, let's say like you got a Nintendo Switch for someone for 1 year, like a parent got like a Nintendo Switch, Mario's and Rabbids would be a great game to add on to that because it's not like taking that much from the bank account, and they get a Mario game, which is always nice to have. We're getting Hello Neighbors 2, which also The first one I personally didn't like that much, but I know a lot of people really enjoyed it. We're getting basically any like type of game is coming out this year. Like for your hack and slash, we got Bayonetta. For your great storytelling games, we got God of War. For the huge, expansive, great RPG open world game, we got Zelda. We got a new Final Fantasy. Like almost every big IP is coming out with a new game this year. We got a new Pokemon, which is already ridiculous. Like that's like Pokemon, and this Pokemon actually looks really good. Well, the starters do. We haven't really seen much gameplay or anything, but I heard Pokemon Arceus was great. I bought that recently. I'm gonna try it very soon. Like basically, like I said, there's first person, there's open world, there's every type of game coming out this year, and there will be something you enjoy. I can almost guarantee that if you're a gamer, and I'm really looking forward to this year of gaming because like there's a lot of games that I would consider I'm really excited for. The game I'm most excited for would have to be God of War and Elder Ring, but that already came out, which I've been playing. I was planning on reviewing that, but I have not been able to beat it. It is an extremely hard game. Because like it takes like hours to beat that game. Like I think it's like 50 or 60 or something hours, which I have not had that much time to put into it yet. But either way, that's all I wanted to say was this year has been crazy for gaming. And if you're a gamer, this is a very exciting time. And yeah, that's about it.